Hey guys, so in the last three parts, we created the local database class, then we created display information activity. We also worked on the Java files main activity register.java, and we also created contact class. So now we are going to create one more class. It won't be a class, it will be an interface. So create one Java class and name it get user callback, and here just remove class and make it interface. Now write public abstract void done contact returned contact. So interfaces can only have abstract methods, so that's why we have to write abstract here. Now this interface is done, we have to create one more class and name it server requests. So this will be the part which is a little bit complicated. So let's get started. First, we have to create a progress dialog. So progress dialog. I'm just declaring it here. Again, hit Alt Enter so that it gets imported here. Now write public static final int. I'm creating two constant variables, connection timeout, and make it 15,000. So that's 15,000 seconds. So we will wait for the server to process for 15 seconds, and then it will time out. And public static final string server address, and this address will be, for that we have to go to 000 web host. You will get your list of domains. So this domain we have to copy. So copy the domain address and paste it here. So this will be our server address. Now we will create a constructor of this class. So write public server request. So as I mentioned earlier, the constructor name should match exactly with the class name, and it will have a context. So whenever you call this class, it will get the context from the activity which is calling this class object. So write progress dialog. Now we will instantiate progress dialog here. Progress dialog equals new progress dialog, and it will have this context as the parameter. Now progress dialog dot set cancelable, and here make it false. So the user can't cancel the progress dialog. It will show processing, so it won't be cancelled. Now write progress dialog dot set title. So we have to set the title and the message. So for title write processing, and for the message we'll write please wait. So this is done now. We can use it whenever we want to. Now we will create two methods. So write public void store data in background. So if you store the data on the server in background when it is saying that it is processing, I will take two parameters, contact object, contact, and get user callback. So here when it is storing the data on the server in background, it will show processing. So that's when we have to show this progress dialog. So write progress dialog dot show. We will create one more method, public void similar method, fetch data in background. So when the user is registering, it will call the store data in background method, and when the user is logging in, it will call the fetch data in background method. Here also we have to show the progress dialog, because while logging in we will fetch the data from the server. Now we will create two classes for storing data and for fetching data. So write public class store data async task, which will extend async task class, and here void and void. We should be capital, and again hit Alt enter to resolve this error so that async task will get imported here. Now there will be two variables or two objects, contact and get user callback. Now we'll create the constructor for this class. So write public store data async task, and it will take two variables, contact and get user callback, and we will write this dot contact just the way we have done it in contact class. This dot name equals name. We will do it here. Equals contact, and this dot callback equals callback. Now press Ctrl I to get this method do in background and click OK. So this will get inserted here. So the error is also gone now. Now in this method, write array list. We have to create one array list, name value pairs, pair, and data to send equals new array list. Now hit Alt enter so that array list will get imported here. Now write data to send dot add, and in brackets write new basic name value pair, and here it takes the two string values. First one is name and second one is value. So for name write name, and for value write contact dot name, and do this for all the four entities, that is name, email, username and password. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here and change these things. So email, username and password, and contact dot email, contact dot username and contact.password. So after this, we have to create HTTP params. So write HTTP params, hit Alt enter so that it gets imported. HTTP request params equals new basic HTTP params and HTTP request and HTTP connection params dot set connection timeout, and it will take two parameters. First one is HTTP params and timeout. So HTTP params is HTTP request params, so write HTTP request params, and for the timeout we have created one constant here, connection timeout. We will use it here. Write connection timeout, and we will create one more thing, HTTP connection params dot set so timeout, and again it takes two parameters, HTTP params and timeout. It will be same as it is. So I'm just going to copy this from here and paste it here. So the difference between connection timeout and so timeout is, the connection timeout is the time we want to wait before the process is executed, and the so timeout is the time we want to wait to receive anything from the server. So after this, we will create a client. So write HTTP client and name it client equals new default HTTP client, and here it will take HTTP params. So write HTTP request params here. So our client is created. Now we will create a post. So write HTTP post equals, here again we need to import this class, so that hit Alt enter, new HTTP post, and it will take the server address. So write server address plus register.php. So what it will do is, our server address is this. So http techacademy.net/register.php. So the register.php code will get executed, and it will add the data that the user has entered in the register activity into the database on the server. Now the next thing is we have to set an entity. So write post.set entity new, it takes HTTP entity, so we have to encode it. So write new URL encoded form entity, and here pass data to send. Then write client dot execute, and here pass this post. Now there is an error, but because it may throw an exception, so for that we have to enclose in try catch. So write try and catch exception e dot print stack trace. So the error is also gone now. So this is done.